Now, back to the structure. After the introduction, we have some history and contextualization. So, as the article says, we're looking at population, environment, and conflict. Malthus assessed that food production would grow arithmetically, while the human population would grow exponentially at some point, causing serious food shortages and human misery. History has, to a considerable extent, proven Malthus wrong. Okay, this is great. Malthus' work is so old that it predates copyright. We can get it for free. So the bibliography tells us that the work in question is Malthus, an essay on the principle of population. We can look it up and we can get the full text online. If we do, we find in chapter 1, page 14, Malthus says, population, when unchecked, increases in a geometrical ratio. Subsistence increases only in an arithmetical ratio. A slight acquaintance with numbers will show the immensity of the first power in comparison of the second. What does he mean? Well, let's go all the way back to the start of the course when we looked at the state of nature theorists. Thomas Hobbes told us that in a state of nature there is natural scarcity of resources. The lack of resources will lead to war as people will start fighting over them. But John Locke said that in a state of nature there isn't a scarcity of resources, there is an abundance. However, the development of money will lead to scarcity. So, is Hobbes right that there are scarce resources and people will fight over them? Or is Locke right and there are plenty of resources and the fights only start when we develop money? Well, to his credit, Malthus was one of the very first people to try to apply some mathematics to this question. Let's revisit what he said. Population, when unchecked, increases in a geometrical ratio. So it goes up like this. Then he said that subsistence, by which he means food production, increases only in an arithmetical ratio. It goes up like this. That then is the problem for Malthus. Population will grow more quickly than the ability to make food. But as Erdl tells us, history has to a considerable extent proven Malthus wrong. So why do we need to revisit this argument? Because today, some people think that Malthus was right, that he was just ahead of his time. Chief among them is this chap, Thomas Homer Dixon, who publishes scary-looking books with black covers like these, Eco-Violence, Links Among Environment, Population and Security, and Environment, Scarcity and Violence. Homer Dixon, then, is taking what we call a NeoMalthusian perspective, applying Malthus to the present day. From the NeoMalthusian view, Malthus was right that population will outstrip resources and this will lead to conflict. The question we need to ask, are the NeoMalthusians right? We need to put them to the test, and that test is introduced in the next bit of the paper, the hypotheses. For that, we need a new video.